You mentioned the Dan Hurley report.
Yes.
That's how we got to the J.J. Redick topic. And although Dan Hurley is a 2-time national champion, he's had success everywhere he's been a head coach, there are definitely some personality questions to whether or not his style would mesh with NBA superstars like LeBron James and Anthony Davis. So we have our LeBron whisperer on the set.
Yeah,
so I figured it was
LeBron
fair to ask the question, if the LeBron and Hurley pairing wasn't necessarily cooked up by the LeBron side, does that open the door even more for LeBron to come home, Jason?
I've said I'm on record. I think there's a chance he comes back. Everybody, though, I don't talk to this guy anymore. Like, I've had probably 7 to 8 conversations with LeBron since he left 6 years ago. So I'm by no means tied in. 6 years. Isn't it crazy? It's crazy. We are coming up on the 10-year anniversary of the championship. Like, where does time go?
That is nuts.
Yeah, it's totally freaking nuts. But I people who are around him a lot more than I do say, no, there's no way he's ending his career in LA. I'm like, all right, well, I don't know. I think there's a chance. And, I think from the Lakers' perspective, they're looking at this as they should and say, LeBron's 39. Like, how much longer does he have?
Right.
And the way that they've been cycling through coaches, I could see them wanting to find somebody with some stability and go out and get a guy. I don't think this is going to work. Like, I don't think this will.
Would he be good with a younger team?
I don't think he would be good in the NBA. I think he's perfect for college.
Sheesh.
Like, his concepts would work, but you're not going to get the guys to buy in. It's just not the way that it goes.
I co-sign that 100%. By the way.
And the sad part is it would probably work if they did buy in, but like.
I mean, this honestly, and I hate bringing this up. Yeah. This feels like Blatt all over again.
Oh man.
Because all you heard about was this guy's this coaching genius. And the sets that he runs, and he's so, this is amazing, right? Am I wrong?
I mean,
isn't that what you heard?
But, I mean, that seems a little.
I think
at least this guy's been coaching in America.
Yes.
That's a little gasoline poured on
he knows the younger players.
But I'm just saying, this is all the crap that we heard with Blatt of, you're going to see things that have never been done before, and this guy's this coaching genius. Yeah. And he got here, and they looked at him and were like, I ain't running that shit. And then LeBron went out and did whatever he wanted. So, and this kind of feels like that. So we'll see.
I just want to know why LeBron decided to come to a Cavs Celtics game.
Because no one had mentioned his name in 2.5 weeks.
So he wanted to get it out there. We'll see.
I mean, they were in town for Mother's Day.
We'll see.
It was a playoff game. You want to come, whatever. Yeah. There's 100 different. You can buy whatever.
You can read into anything with LeBron.
Yeah, whatever you want. You can.
All right, guys, before we switch, Mike's got a new game for us that we're going to play here in a minute.
Don't clip that Blatt thing, by the way. I don't need the.
No, we won't.
But last thing, real quick. NBA Finals start tonight. Who you got? How many games?
I really want the Mavs to win. I really do. I just think that the Celtics just got too much. I think it's with Chris Stapp coming back. Is
he definitely playing tonight?
I thought he was.
Mike, is Porzingis playing tonight?
He is playing tonight, yeah.
Okay.
I just think it's too much. I think when you think of you got Luka and Kyrie, but then you go against Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Derek White, Chris Stapp, Drew Holiday. Like it's too much. At some point, it's gonna get overwhelming, and I just think that Celtics in 6. I want the Mavs to win, but I got Celtics in 6.
That's exactly Boston in 6 for me. I thought Boston was my pick before the year. I don't like them. I got so annoyed watching them. Yeah. I like them less. As the year goes on, I've liked them less and less. And after watching that series with the Cavs, I really didn't like them. But I'm going to keep riding the horse. I had them from the start. Give me Boston in 6, but I don't like them.
I'll take the Celtics in 5. Mike?
So my gut tells me the team with the best player, the best closer, and the better coach should win. And I lean towards Dallas. However, everyone feels to be leaning towards Dallas outside of you guys.
Really?
And that scares me. ESPN did their 17 expert picks. 9 picked the Mavericks, 8 picked the Celtics.
You just said everybody. That's basically
no.
That's half and half.
Well, they're a minus. Boston's a minus 225 favorite. So to have 9 of your 17 people pick Dallas when they're literally 2-1 underdogs feels like a majority. My gut tells me Dallas because everyone feels like they're on Dallas. I'm going to go Boston in 7. But I bet on Dallas.
All right. That's a weird
I bet on Dallas.
comment.
It feels like it's too many people are picking Dallas for my liking.
Okay.
As
that
an
makes
underdog.
more sense. Yeah.
But
that's
Earl, who you got, Earl?
Earl, you got Celtics or Mavs?
I got Dallas.
Earl's the lone dissenter here.
I wanted to be Dallas, boy. I really do.
I don't like either team. I can't root for either team.
I mean, Kyrie, my second favorite player, so I want to see him win, but
There you
I
go.
just don't.
All right. Okay, let's play this new game, Mike. What do we
Yeah,
got?
we're gonna play what's more likely. It's not new. We've done this before, Bull. But
All
you guys
right.
know how it
We
works.
bring
I give
back
you
a game.
guys
Sorry.
2 scenarios. You tell me what's more likely to happen and why. And full disclosure, we had 8. I made these on Monday.
Yeah.
We're only going to do 7 because
Why?
the first one involved Kevin Stefanski getting a contract extension,
Oh.
which has happened. So
Yeah,
that is
That's
out
more
of the
likely.
equation.
1 for
Yeah.
1.
So let's start with number 2, Steve. What is more likely to happen? The Cavs run it back with the same core 4 next season,
Get 'em
or
core
Nick
4.
Chubb leads the Browns in rushing in 2024?
Leads the Browns in rushing.
Oh, the left.
I'm going to say the right.
The left.
I'm with my man Nick Chubb.
Go ahead, Jason. Tell them the truth. Don't tell them what they want to hear. Tell them what they need to hear.
I actually like both of those to happen. I think there's a decent chance both of them happen.
Yeah.
Give me Chubb, though, because who else is going to if it's not him?
And that's what. Here's the reason I would go with Chubb, because even if he only played 10 games this year,
He's
he
still
might
going to
lead
be
the team.
better than
It's not just that he's better than. They're going to rotate guys.
Yeah.
They've got so many running backs. I know they're not all going to make the team, but like last year, Jerome Ford was the primary back. Kareem Hunt was. I think it's going to be more of a timeshare without Nick Chubb than it was last year. So I don't think anybody's going to get off to this great start, even if Chubb doesn't play that much early or if not at all.
Jerome Ford going to lead this team in rushing.
All right. I hope not. That's not
Book
good for
it.
the team if it happens.
Book it.
Yeah, that's not good for Nick Chubb's contract if that happens.
What
he
is
ain't getting a lot of those
What does
incentives.
he need?
He ain't hitting those
I
incentives.
don't know all the
Do anybody
incentives.
know his what? Like,
Are
what,
they even public?
I don't think they ever put out the actual numbers.
Yeah, but you hear
towards
about
the
these
incentives.
things. You always hear, oh, the guy needs one more touchdown. He needs one more catch.
It
Those
can't
usually
be.
come
It
out
can't
towards
be
the end of
1,000.
the year when they're in range, though. Like, it usually comes out in week 16. Hey,
Yeah,
he
right.
needs 200 yards to reach this bonus.
I'm not buying they're sticking with. I'm not calling it that, but They're not sticking with those 4 guys. I'm not buying it.
All right, next up.
I'll
What's
Kobe
more likely
Altman's
to
head on a
happen?
steak if they do that.
Number 2, what's more
Just
likely to
kidding.
happen? The
Not
Guardians win
literally.
103 games, or the Browns win 12?
Guardians.
Guardians win 103.
Yeah.
Y'all sick.
They're on pace for
They're on pace for more than
I
that
don't
right now.
care.
they're on pace for 108.
I'm sick of y'all
12?
souring the Browns.
How is that souring
The
the
Browns
Browns?
is going,
Get 'em,
they going
Tyvis.
17
Get 'em,
and 0
Tyvis.
this year. They going,
Get 'em, Ty.
they going 17 and 0 this
Here
year.
we
I'm
go.
sick of this.
That's who you got on your side, Mike. The guy who's saying they're going to go.
Get him,
17.
Ty.
No, because
By the way, if you bet on the Browns going 17-0 at online, I saw a price of plus 30,000.
I got 100 on it, Earl. We ain't got to work again.
Plus 30,000.
What number for the Guardians would I had to have put for you to think other? 110?
100 and you were close. With
Not
103.
even. No, I agree with Jason. Not much higher. I just think the Browns win at 12 is very unlikely.
Why?
Because the AFC is loaded and the division is loaded.
So you're saying the Browns ain't good enough?
The Browns won 11 last year. That is correct?
I don't even
11
know.
last year.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Browns' schedule on paper is way tougher than last year.
Okay. So
Yes.
even is the Browns tougher than last year?
I don't know.
They'll be healthier.
to start.
Do you know that?
Yes.
No, we don't.
They're back. Except Nick Chubb right now.
Okay.
Even DTR throwing.
I don't know. If you told me, if you gave me guaranteed stats on Deshaun Watson, I'd have a better answer.
Wow, but I'm going 12.
Here's the
I'm
difference.
Sick of that, I'm sick of that
Here's the
stuff.
difference. The
12.
Guardians
Guardians going to get 102 and the Browns going to win
Guardians
12.
have data in the bag. The Browns have no data for this year.
They might start tanking at the. They might start resting people. Do they do that in baseball?
No.
Dang.
They get random
I mean,
days
a
off.
little bit,
You
but
get
not-
random days off. For the record, I think there's a decent chance both of the first question happen. I don't think there's a very good chance either of those happen.
No.
But if you're going to make me pick one,
look at
Yes.
this.
I'll take the Guardians.
Yes. I don't
Because
think
they're
the
on pace for 108.
The Browns, I don't
You know
think
what,
the Guardians
Jason?
will win 102, and I don't think the Browns will win 12. But I agree with Jason. If I had to pick, I don't think either's.
You know what?
I don't think either's
You know what?
crazy.
You know what? The last time this panel sat here and
Yeah.
we disagreed on something,
Yeah.
who won? Who's right so
What are
far?
we talking about?
Me.
About what?
About what?
Home runs.
Here we go again.
We haven't had any disagreements since
all I'm
then?
saying is
that was 2 months
Bull.
ago.
All
That's
I'm
just his way
saying
to crowbar
is-
the stupid home runs
Let me
back
ask
in
you
the
this.
conversation.
What's more likely, 103 for the Guardians or 12 for the Bengals this year?
103 for the Guardians. I don't think the Bengals are going to win 12 either.
Okay.
Why would you think I think the Bengals are going to
The
win?
Browns are winning
What
12 games.
what Baltimore win last year?
13.
13.
I don't think even if you ask me with the Ravens, I'd still say the Guardians. I don't
Chiefs.
think anybody in the North's winning 12
What about
games.
Kansas City?
Yeah, Kansas City I would take.
Hater.
Where are you on this, Mike?
Number 3. No, I mean, listen, I think the Guardians is the right answer. I'll be
Yeah, of
honest.
course it's the right answer because they're on pace for it. The Browns don't have a pace.
I don't think the Guardians win 100.
No, I don't think so either, but at least they're on pace for it now.
Right.
Y'all,
If the Browns had started 6-0,
sick of this.
well, I'd be like, well, okay,
All right.
then I'd pick the Browns.
Yes,
you know.
of course.
Go ahead, Mike.
Keep this, bookmark this clip, because somebody going to be wrong.
That's
It's not
true.
going to be me.
Yeah.
No, or everyone could be wrong.
Everyone
the
could be
Guardians
wrong.
win 102 and the Browns win 11, and we're all wrong.
Yeah.
So it could happen. Or we could both be
That
right.
would be the most optimistic way we could both be wrong. It could be a lot worse than that.
I pray that
For
I
both.
win this one.
Or we could be wrong, or we could both be right
That's
because
true.
the
And
Browns
then
go
it's great.
17-0
Then
and the
it's a
Guardians
happy time.
go 142 and 20.
Go ahead.
Okay, next up. What's more likely to happen? David Fry makes the All-Star team this year, or Amani Bates plays 15 minutes per game for the
Neither
Cavs?
of those things. I mean, it's obviously David Fry.
Hey.
You're welcome, Jason.
David Fry's got right now, David Fry's got an argument.
Yes.
You ain't done.
Yes.
Amani Bates is not going to play 15 minutes a game. There's no chance that's
That's
going
not
to
a lot
happen.
of minutes.
A game?
That one's not
Average
even close.
that a game?
That one's not even close, Mike.
For a
You
team
know
trying
that.
to win a championship?
Imani Bates plays 15.
Like, David
per
Fry's
game.
not going to make the All-Star team because
That's-
he'll probably cool off and is not, like, what position do you put him at?
That's the problem. Any of them.
But at least there's a chance.
He
Like,
would
they
make
could
it-
add him in as a utility guy. I don't know. They put a utility guy.
I guess you could call him a catcher over and out. He ain't making it in the outfield, and even catcher, there's too much competition.
Yeah, but, like, there's zero chance Amani Bates is playing 15
Between
minutes.
Salvi Perez, Adley Rushman,
Why
and
is it
Ryan
zero?
Jeffers, all three of them are more worthy probably than Fry at the catcher position. Although maybe not Jeffers. Maybe Fry over Jeffers. Neither one of those is happening.
But I'd give David Fry like a 2% chance.
Yeah.
Amani Bates has no chance of playing 15 minutes a game, right?
He averaged 9 minutes a game this year.
In the G League!
No, in the NBA in 15 games. I didn't say how many games he had to play to average 15.
Well, yeah, if he played one game, yeah, all right. That's lame, though. It'd have to be a minimum.
I was only saying that to give
I
you a
know,
counter.
I know.
But so neither. So you guys both go Fry though. If you had
I'm
to
going
answer.
Fry. Yeah.
Tyvis, what say you?
Here we
I'm
go.
going. I'm going with my MVP, David Fry.
There you go.
I thought for
That's
sure you were going to say Bates.
No, David
No.
Fry, the best player on the Guardians. I don't care what nobody says.
He's the best story in baseball. It's
It's
unbelievable.
It's amazing. Great.
Has anyone done and Zach's probably the most likely to. Has anyone done a full feature?
Yeah, he
on
just
the
did it the
Zach?
other day.
He did it, okay.
Yeah.
Zach is the best beat reporter in Cleveland, in my opinion. I'll tell you that. Nobody else has to comment or say anything. I was just talking about this with Mike before we went on the air.
It's
And
very
I'm
it's a very
friendly
odd
with Zach.
conversation, by the way, when we had.
Yeah, because you were, whatever. We're not going to get into that.
Glad I'm not a beat writer in Cleveland anymore.
That's
Jeez.
funny.
Why? I'm complimenting somebody. I'm not
messing-
insulting anybody
I'm
else.
messing with you.
Yeah, that's fair. Go ahead.
All right, next one. What is more likely to happen? Deshaun leads the NFL in passing yards next season, or Donovan Mitchell leads the NBA in points per game?
Oh, I just realized you were saying like as if I could have been insulting you.
Yes.
But you're not a beat reporter, so you're not on the list.
Yes.
What's more likely? Deshaun Watson leads the NFL in passing yards. Donovan Mitchell leads the NBA in point. Oh my God!
I'll take Donovan. Go ahead. Call me a Deshaun hater. I take Donovan. Because Donovan can score at a high clip. Now, I don't think he's going to score that high, but
Yeah.
I mean, he scored 70 points in a game.
I'm going to shock you all right now. I'm going to say Deshaun. Now, I don't think there's any chance in hell that either of these are happening.
No, I don't think so either.
But if I had to pick, I would say there is a 0.00001% chance that Deshaun Watson leads the league in passing yards and a 0 chance that Donovan Mitchell. It's just,
I don't think it's zero.
there's a hierarchy in the NBA, and as high as he is, he ain't at the top of that
I'm gonna
hierarchy.
let you know something right now.
When did he...
I'm gonna let you know something.
You pull tooth out or?
Where did Donovan finish last year?
He finished in the top 10, but on the back end of the top
Wait
10.
a minute. Let me.
He ain't finished.
Unless Luka Doncic is not playing next year, there's no way Donovan Mitchell is leading the NBA in points. I'm gonna just tell you that right now. So
that's a good
by
one. By
default, I'm going with Deshaun Watson
right, even though we
because
know
of
it's not
that
happening.
simple fact right there.
Well, I know one of them. I know for sure one of them. Well, actually, I can't say that. I was going to say one of them's healthy, but I can't say that with Donovan. He's coming off the knee. I just think there's too many questions with Deshaun.
There is, but if like Deshaun Watson in 2020, didn't he lead the league in passing?
He did.
So it's possible. Like we know Donovan Mitchell's not going to be number one in scoring.
If Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen get mugged and have both of their knees broken,
Wait a minute. When Cam
and they spend 3 months in the
I
hospital.
just literally said it's a .000.
Do you know who led the
when
NFL
Cam
in passing
Newton
yards
won
last year?
MVP, did he lead? Do you know if he led the
I don't
NFL
think
in
so.
passing yards?
Who?
I don't think so.
Has Josh
Cam Newton.
Allen ever led the NFL in passing yards?
I looked that up and said, do you know who led the NFL in passing yards this year? Top 3.
Who led it this
Stroud.
year? Dak
Stroud was not top 3.
Dak Prescott.
Dak was 3.
Oh yeah.
Allen was 4. by the way.
Jared Goff.
He was 2, and who was 1?
It wasn't Mahomes.
Who? No, I think he fell out. Was it Sam Howell?
It was not Sam
He
Howell.
got benched.
He was on it. For
He
a
was
while.
hot early in the year.
Mahomes was 6th.
Who? Tua?
Tua.
Oh yeah.
That makes sense.
So let's not pretend every year it's guys
Right.
that
So if Tua could lead it, it's possible Watson. It's unlikely.
I'll still take Donovan.
You a hater.
I'm not.
You are such a hater, Jason.
Okay.
It's sick.
Yeah, rile up the masses.
it is
on him.
sick how much
That's
of a
up there.
homer Jason is.
Oh
it
my
really,
God,
it really
that's
grinds
funny.
my gears that Jason is such a homer on this show.
Yeah, I
wish
can't
you
believe
just be
people call you a
unbiased.
homer of all things.
What did you say, Mike? Somebody left a comment that I'm a
It was
homer?
it was on one of our clips the other day that
You're
was
too
like,
much
I
of a
can't believe
homer.
Jason and his homer takes get to be on this show.
That's
and I
me,
just-
baby.
I couldn't stop laughing.
Yeah.
I
you
sleep
guys
in
ready
my
for next
calf
one?
sheets,
You've been too nice lately.
in my Browns pajamas.
Seems like you've been too nice lately.
And like one of those Guardians night hats,
Yes.
like that some people wear.
Yes.
Go ahead, Mike.
We got one more sports related and 2 fun ones.
Yeah.
Last sports related one. What is more likely to happen this season? Evan Mobley makes the All NBA team next year, or Ben Lively finishes this season with a sub 3.3 ERA. He's currently at 2.83.
How many All NBA teams are there?
3, so 15 players
3?
total. And there's no
Lively.
more positions. It's just 15 players total.
Dang.
Lively.
That's where you
If it
at.
was All-Star, I'd take Mobley.
That's where you at.
All NBA is hard to make. It's hard.
Hold on, wait. So
How
that
many,
means
All NBA teams has Donovan made? Like 2?
2.
but he a big man though.
So?
Positions don't matter anymore, Tyvis. It's
Oh,
just-
really?
Yeah, there's
You know,
So it's just top 15.
I mean, like LeBron was 3rd team this year, wasn't he? I think LeBron was 3rd team All NBA.
I think he ended
and
up being
Mike gave a
second.
good, like a high enough number on the ERA that made it tough.
Whew.
Or I'm sorry,
Yeah, I'm
that
going-
made it easier.
Yeah.
Like you should have had, like.
Oh, and real quick, sorry, I take that back. Donovan's made 1 All NBA team.
Wow.
Oh, Ben
Everybody's got
Lively.
no chance. So Ben Lively. Now, what you should have done, Mike, is had like a
3.
3 or 2.80 ERA for Ben Lively.
3.
Then it would have made it tougher. But at 3.30,
I didn't know they did.
I don't think he's going to have it under 3.30 ERA.
I did not know they
But-
did just the top 15. I thought it was like
It's this year.
Yeah,
Guard,
Evan Mobley's got
guard,
no
forward,
shot of being a
forward.
top 15 player next year.
If you look at his career ERAs, though, Bull, 4.26,
You don't have to tell me. I know his career ERAs are
27,
awful.
5.38. So this is.
They're awful across the board. I
But
get
baseball,
it. Baseball's weird, and you have guys that have surprising
Yep.
years sometimes.
Yep.
Let me make it clear. Ben Lively has a, I'll say a 1% chance of an ERA under 3.30.
Oh, it's higher than that.
Well, you 5?
Yeah, 10. I'll give him 10.
I think that's too high.
10.
Homer.
But it's baseball.
That's it. There I am gassing up the fans again.
There is no chance that Evan Mobley is going to be a top 15 player. If Donovan Mitchell has made 1 All-NBA team, there's no chance Evan Mobley's going to make it
He
all.
he would have made it this year if he qualified. That,
But-
you
So
should
it would have been
clar-
2.
should clarify
If Evan, like say they hired his coach and he turns into like they turn
And
him
they
into
trade Jared Allen, and he becomes the focal point.
yeah,
of
and they
offense,
trade him
and
he turned into like Bam Adebayo, like he could make it.
How many All-NBA teams has Bam Adebayo made?
I don't know if he's made any.
Is that right?
Bam.
Bam Adebayo has made. He's a 3-time All-Star.
Yeah.
I I don't think he's made any.
And he's made 5 all-defensive teams, but has never made an all-NBA team.
Yeah, there you go.
Ben Lively.
All right, Mike. Let's go to
Okay, we have
non-sports
2
now.
kind of silly ones to wrap it up here. Then we got a bunch of super chats today, like a bunch of super chats. Number 7, Steve. What's more likely to happen? Bull gets ejected from a Little League game this season for arguing balls or strikes, or Anthony makes it through an entire month without sustaining an injury in his sleep. Now, for people who don't understand, Anthony has sprained his wrist while sleeping this week and has apparently pulled and strained his shoulder and is on an immense amount of ibuprofen on a daily basis
Jeez,
right
Anthony,
now.
you're a mess.
So I'll let Anthony chime in. That's his dad, who's in way better shape. And
Anthony's the youngest person on our show.
Yeah, no, I went to Chicago and my body just fell apart.
What
It's
a
been
mess.
almost a month and I've been in pain since.
Anthony, tell us how you hurt your wrist again.
I have no idea.
you fall out of
Apparently,
bed?
They think it was.
I
me
think he just
moving
doesn't want to
furniture.
say it in front of his dad.
There are children in the room. Yes.
Anthony,
And children.
how'd you hurt your shoulder, Anthony?
Once again, I have no idea.
Yeah.
But I joined the Rec Kickball League for Channel 3, so I'm gonna hurt my legs next.
So what's more likely, Bull gets ejected or Anthony stays healthy?
I think
Anthony's
Anthony's just fragile because he slid in that softball game last
Yeah.
year and his leg was tore up for 6.5 months.
Yeah. But I'm not going
Yeah,
to
but
get
that was on
ejected
turf.
from the game.
Wait, Anthony Fragilelli?
Fragile.
By the way, if I was going to get ejected from a Little League game, it would have happened the last 2 years because there was one incident each of the last 2 years where I yelled at an umpire, and then I apologized later. But last night was the first time the umpire blew a call against us, and I was annoyed.
Did you Bickerstaff him?
But what I did was I called timeout, and I went and talked quietly with the umpire, and I said to him, quote,
You don't do anything quietly.
I'm telling you, as quietly as I can. I wasn't yelling. I walked up to him and I was like, are you sure he was safe at first? That's what I said.
Are your umpires adults or kids?
They got a kid?
They're
Umpire?
young.
Oh, yeah.
young.
What do you mean? When you say kid, what do you mean?
Teen?
We have 5.
Calling the game?
This guy is probably probably 18 to 20. We have 3 umpires that are like older.
Yeah.
And then we got 2 that are like 18 to 22.
High school kids. In the rec leagues in Avon Lake, you got a lot of high school
He
kids.
could be a high school kid. I think he's in college.
Yeah.
I think he's in college. I think I remember him saying something about going back to college.
I feel like
But
they
I
beat
didn't
you
want.
there.
I had yelled at this guy last year at his first game because he made a really bad call, and I shouldn't have yelled because he's learning too. So this time, when I was annoyed at a call, I just called timeout. And I went and talked to him. I said, "Hey,
Look at you.
are you sure he was safe at first?"
You know
And he
what?
said, "Yeah, it was a close play." Now he was wrong, but I didn't lose it. I stayed calm. Hopefully, next time a close call will go my way.
You know what, boy? You get a gold star.
Thank you, Ty. I want that. Title. Do I get a Buckeye? Do I get a Buckeye?
You get a leaf. I
Thank
get
you.
you
I
a leaf
want
for
a
that
leaf.
one.
Yeah. All right, Mike. So I'm going with Anthony. What do you think?
I'm going with Anthony too because the odds is just in those favors
I'm
right
going
now.
with Bull.
He's going with me getting kicked out of the game. It is possible.
All right, last
I'm
one.
going to tell the umpire to kick you out.
Last one, and then I got some chat results because we were asking them some of these too. And then we
Okay.
got a bunch of super chats. What's more likely to happen? Earl admitting MJ Emerson isn't the best player on the Browns, or Tyvis admitting he isn't elite at a sport?
Oh, Earl. Tyvis will never admit that.
No, here's the
The
difference.
man threw a golf club in the water and
What do
says
you
he's
mean?
elite.
There's a
Why you bring
significant
that up? Why you bring that
there's a significant difference in these two situations. Earl knows that MJ Emerson is not the best player on the Browns. He knows that, but that's just his thing because he loves Emerson, and I get it. Tyvis truly believes he is the greatest in every sport.
I feel like that I am very athletic.
You are.
And I feel like if you give me the opportunity, I can figure it out and I can be really good.
Yes.
That's what I believe.
See?
I mean, that's what an athlete is.
I mean,
put
you're
them
the
in the
best
sport and boom, they just figure it out.
I'll say you're the best athlete on this show. That doesn't say much. No offense, Mike.
Hey,
No, Tyvis is a better athlete than me. I'm not going to argue that.
All I'm saying.
I've never tripped and fallen doing a ladder drill. That's all I know.
Have you ever done a ladder drill?
Yes.
Wow.
It took me a minute to finish it, but I didn't trip and fall.
But see, the problem is, when you hear my story, my horror stories like that, you listen to that part. But see, what you don't get is, I got back up and I kept going. Like, it was fine. Like,
I would get up and go to the car.
If this were like a montage in a movie, that would have been the low point. when you
Exactly.
fell down.
You know,
It would have
like-
been sad music.
Yeah.
You would have been despondent, but then you got back up.
That's
and then the
right.
music
You know,
got
they
back
start pumping the music
That's right.
back up, and I'm like, let's go, run it again.
We need to make the Tyvis Powell story.
Just telling you.
Let's go. Let's get that movie going.
Earl would admit that MJ is it.
He knows MJ is not the best player on the Browns. That's crazy.
Do you believe that?
He does not believe that. I do not believe
Earl,
he
you
believes
really
that.
think like over everybody, like Miles and all them?
No, that's just my thing. Miles the best player. I would
See?
say MJ probably second, but Miles for sure.
Even that I'm not buying. But still, I knew he knows. That's his guy. I get it.
All right. The Guardians just announced their lineup for today, Bull.
Okay.
And it's pretty interesting. Steve, take the ag board full. We have Daniel Schneemann starting in center field.
Schneemann.
Starting center field tonight.
do well.
Quan
Center
in
field.
left, Jimenez at second, Jose at third, Naylor at first, Manzardo batting fifth at DH, Brennan in right, Schneemann in center, batting seventh, Naylor catching, and Rocchio playing shortstop, which means no David Fry in the lineup today. Which I'm a
Boo!
little
Fry,
upset
no
about,
Freeman.
but
Freeman getting a day off.
Boo!
That's all right. He can't play. You know, you got to give some guys opportunity.
I didn't know
Fry's-
Schneemann played center field as well.
I mean, they're thinking of him as a utility guy,
Yeah.
and they're seeing what he's got as a utility
Does
guy.
he-
So that's interesting.
Does he get a hit? Didn't he get it? He did well his
He
first.
got an RBI double his first
Yeah,
first
he's a
time.
bat.
First
in his
pitch.
second
First
game,
pitch,
he got
yeah.
a hit too.
His first. Well, that's because he knew that they
Yeah.
was gonna throw him a strike.
Turned on an inside fastball.
Yeah.
Pull it down the line.
Taught him everything he knows.